It is Saturday, July 21st, and the Giants lose one in extra innings at the Oakland Coliseum, 4-3. This is Giants Roundup. It is Saturday, July 21st. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, the Giants lose a closely contested game. And now the Giants really need to win tomorrow. And it could be time for the Giants to start thinking about selling at possibly this year's deadline. Clear some CBT space. Not going to get a lot, but maybe players like Hunley could bring back maybe a low-level prospect, but it's not good. That, and also to make matters worse, as of right now, and to make matters worse as of right now is that the to make matters worse is they lose another game to Colorado, who won tonight. So now the Giants didn't lose too much ground as in terms of the division, but they are now 4 games back, and they are now Colorado goes up to second place tonight with their win. Arizona falls to third, and Arizona falls out of the wild card as of tonight. So Arizona's kind of in trouble. Colorado with a 7-game winning streak. And Giants just need to get a run going, get a sustained run, or else it could be time for the Giants to just settle for selling. It might mean selling off. Maybe showcase Sam Dyson for a trade. Dyson could get you maybe a mid-level low or a lottery ticket prospect. Hunley could get you a prospect. But it may be just time for the Giants to clear some maybe clear some salary. And there's certainly a guy I saw, but certainly some of the players I saw at the Taco Truck Throwdown on Thursday night in Fresno, a lot of the minor leaguers are washed up at this point. Get to that in a moment. But it did start off with a Brandon Belt home run in the 4th inning. Giants lead 1-0. But tonight was a really bad outing out of Bumgarner, who did allow 3 earned runs. But the biggest concern was the number of walks coming out of Bumgarner tonight. 6 walks is not all that wonderful. But luckily, the bullpen was locked down. Sam Dyson was good. Ray Black was good. Derek Holland. Watson and Smith, for some reason, have had issues pitching against the A's. And I kind of question putting Will Smith in the game since Lucroy knows how to catch Will Smith, so he kind of knows what's coming. I probably would have gone with Ty Block. And then he could spare the rest of the pen that way by going with Ty Block. I really think Ty Block was the better option. I think that was a mistake by Bochy to put Smith in the 11th inning, but what do I know? Cahill goes 5 2/3, but then Bumgarner unravels in the 5th as he walks Fagley. It scores Matt Olson. Then he walks Trevor Simeon. I don't think it's. And he walks Marcus Simeon. Excuse me, I used to say Trevor Simeon for them. I'm thinking of the football player for some reason. Simeon gets walked. It's 2-1 A's, and then Canna grounds into a double play. Sam Dyson comes in mercifully after that, and it's 3-1 A's, and then In the seventh, Hunter Pence would single to center. It scores Buster Posey 3-2. And then Chairgate strikes in the ninth inning as Hunter Pence would hit one down the line. It would cross into foul territory. Then Melanson moves a chair out of the way, I guess, to keep the ball in play for Piscotti. That ended up being reviewed by the A's to no avail. The game would be tied. We would be heading into extra innings. It scored Alan Hansen. And then some other. Then it scores Hansen. Then it go into extras. And in a scary play in extra innings, Murata gets hyperextends himself. He would be all right. And then Hansen gets his foot stepped on. That smarted for a second. Luckily, they stayed in the game. And then really good outing out of the youngsters tonight. Ray Black looked great tonight out of the pen. As Ray Black, 1 1/3 scoreless innings, gets that ERA down a skosh to 6.23. Derek Holland, good out of the pen tonight. Tony Watson. And Derek Holland, that's another trade possibility there. You know, if the Giants go into sell mode, Derek Holland could also be a potential trade chip. And certainly there is a replacement in AAA that could replace there's the submariner Tyler Rogers, who is certain. I would like to see Tyler Rogers get his opportunity at the major league level here before September. But Derek Holland, I certainly think he is one that could be a potential trade chip if the Giants say do go into sell mode here. And then Will Smith, I guess when he's not Will Smith has not been good in the past two outings. I think it's more the A's than it is the pitching. It's Tony Watson. They've really gotten on Smith and Watson, so something up with that. Trevor Cahill goes 5 2/3, walks 3, gives up an earned run. And for the Giants bats, the only one it was Hunter Pence tonight providing the offense. As for one night, Pence was the old Pence in the DH role, 3 for 5. So maybe do you trade him as a DH? Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. Whereas most of the offense for Oakland came out of Matt Chapman going 3 for 5. And then Lucroy 1 for 1 coming off the bench. And they rattled Blake Trainin, who gives up his fourth blown save of the season. And now the Giants lose and they end up losing this game, and Petit gets the win, and another loss for Will Smith. And now the Giants do fall to 50. Oakland improves to 56 and 43 with the 569 games, and they're back to 3 games behind Seattle, who loses tonight. So they're 3 games back in the AL wild card. The Giants now 4 back in both the wild card and the division. Colorado now jumps into the second wild card, I think, tonight. I'm going to look at the standings here in a little bit. But tomorrow is going to be a must-win game, and Cueto is going to be on the mound for the Giants in a matinee game, which could decide the trophy and all that good stuff. Since this will be the first year we're going to have a trophy. Got Cueto going up against the A's ace Sean Manaea, so those bats need to be up a skosh. And now the A's did make a trade too. Looks like they've traded for Jerus Familia for a couple prospects and international cash considerations. So he will definitely be working the seventh inning for the A's. And I don't think the A's are going to be done making trades. Tonight's attendance was 56,000. It was a Oakland Coliseum record. And I was hoping to hear some news about where they're going to dig, because I was expecting to hear news from Dave Cavall tonight from the A's about potentially a new ballpark being on them finally deciding on the site. And it's not official yet, but I am hearing the rumor that they're going to be building a new ballpark in Howard Terminal. This could be the centerpiece of a redevelopment project in Howard Terminal. That's the good news. The bad news is it's a loser as in terms of BART and public transportation, as there's no viable BART access to Howard Terminal. But it could certainly be a centerpiece of redevelopment like AT&T Park was for that part of San Francisco, which was not that great when they built AT&T Park, and now they sell out almost every game, or it's close to selling out. This year, attendance has certainly been down since they're not winning as much, so to say. But from what I'm hearing, the rumor is it's going to be Howard Terminal is going to be the site for the new ballpark for the Oakland A's. It'll be about a 35,000 seat ballpark. We'll see if it has any views of the San Francisco Bay or not. But we'll see how quick they can break ground on it. And I expect Dave Cavall, we'll see if they can get they should get some private funding for it. And it could be and with the A's winning like they are this year, this could be a really great thing for Oakland. But we'll see what happens at this rate. But with the Giants at 51-49, now is, but here's what's worse is 20-30 on the road is not good. It's not good to be on the road at 20-30, and the bats just need to get it going. The heart of the lineup's not been great for the Giants for a while, and hitting's just had to come at a premium. Duggar 0 for 5, not good. Belt 1 for 4. Crawford 0 for 4. Posey 1 for 5. And the bats have just gone into a deep slump here at this point. And that's on Bochy. I really think this is starting to. Everybody thought this definitely cost Hensley. This is why Mullins got reassigned elsewhere, and they bring in a new hitting coach. You think everything's going to be fine and dandy, but it hasn't. And it might be time to really start. This is going to be a real tough offseason for the Giants. And this could be the weeks where reality sets in if they don't get on a run. The bats need to get it going. They're going to have to. They get Seattle, who's not going to be any easier. Then they go home to play Milwaukee. And if Colorado and LA start pulling away, I think it's game over for the Giants. It might be time for the Giants to sell at the deadline. And granted, you're not going to get a lot of return from Hundley, and the backup options aren't great either. You would have to either go with Trevor Brown or Ryan Hannigan as your backup. But at this point, it just might be time to start stocking up on prospects and just see where the end of the season goes at this rate. Oakland, it looks like they're going to be in it to they're going to make some moves to make that postseason push in Oakland at this point. But for the Giants, it might be just time to say, okay, we're just going to get below the CBT. maybe get a few prospects back. And this is going to be a critical offseason as in terms of drafting and scouting. It's time to get the farms together. The farm's not great. I went to a Fresno Grizzlies game, or that it was Taco Truck Throwdown, so they were the Fresno Tacos that night. And Sean Anderson, he was actually pretty good. He had a pretty good debut for the River Cats. He went 5 strong, allowed 2 earned. He was pretty good, but the bullpen was shit for the River Cats. Beatty comes in. Beatty was terrible. Only goes a third of an inning, walks 2. Then comes in later on was Josh. Then Pierce Johnson comes in to put out the fire for them. And then Osich comes in, was not good. He gives up a grand salami to the Fresno Tacos. Luckily, the River Cats would score once more, but then Fresno would come to walk off to win it in the 10th inning. And it's not good. The pitching's not the bull. There's not a lot after. The only real call up I would think of at this point for the Giants for bullpen would be the Submariner Tyler Rogers. After that, it is just terrible, that bullpen right now. I mean, I think Osich is done. I don't think Osich should be waived in August. I really think Osich, and he's going to be out of options next year. So Josh Osich, that's just sad. He had a lot of potential as a flamethrower, and he's really flamed out this year. No pun intended. And then you've got Tyler Beatty, who everybody thought Tyler Beatty was going to be the next great thing coming for the Giants. And he is turning out to be one of the biggest busts in the Giants farm system at this point. Yeah, I think the farm system but Tyler Beatty is almost reminding me of Steve Soderstrom, probably one of the biggest busts in the Giants farm system back in the late 90s. And that's just sad. Soderstrom was probably one of the biggest busts. And Gary Brown, I don't think he was as big of a bust as people thought, but really Tyler Beatty is really starting to hit into Steve Soderstrom territory, into becoming a bust at this point. And I think maybe it's time for them to move on from Tyler Beatty at this point. I just don't know what's wrong with Beatty, but I saw him pitch in Fresno. He just does not look like a confident pitcher. And it's maybe the Giants are going to need to have a reset as in terms of pitching prospects next year. And then the only other real option they have in Sacramento, and one who's not pitched great either, is Stephen Okert. And Okert, he hasn't shown me anything that he's going to stick in the majors this year. I think we really lucked out on Maranta, and Maranta's been great this year. And Ray Black, he's came out of nowhere. He's really been good for the Giants since his shaky start. But your only other realistic call-up option is going to be Tyler Rogers. And I think that is going to happen when the time does come for Sam Dyson to be traded. And I think Dyson is going to get traded at this point, along with Derek Holland. I think you're going to see Holland possibly get traded here at this point, since Holland can pitch out of the pen and start. And it could be a very tough offseason coming for the Giants at this point. I don't know how we'll see. Luckily, though, we got good news. It looks like Evan Longoria has started a rehab assignment. He looked pretty good in Sacramento thus far. So Longoria could return next weekend to face the Milwaukee Brewers. That's really good news there. And I think the Bats really need Longoria at this point. Maybe to hopefully Longoria can provide the Giants with some pop right now with Crawford and Belt being ice cold right now. The whole batting order is being ice cold. They need something to get a spark. And it looks like Hunter Strickland is going to play catch for the first time. And so that's another possibility. Maybe I think somebody does get traded, but really, this is make or break time. And I really think the Giants are a lot closer to falling out of the race. They could really be 1 week away from becoming a seller at this point. We'll revisit this soon enough, but let's do another buyers or sellers. Whereas your Oakland, you're buying, and it's going to be great. Things are wonderful. Let's do another buyers or sellers tonight. It's Philadelphia. And I have the Phillies being a buyer at the deadline. They're going to be I could see Cole Hamels going back to Philadelphia at the deadline. That is a real possibility there. And they could look to add a bat, maybe Eduardo Escobar. Maybe the Giants can luck out and talk Philly into taking Andrew McCutchen at the deadline. We'll see what happens there, but I think maybe try to move McCutchen to Philadelphia would be something. And they're going to look for bullpen. Maybe they could be interested in Sam Dyson. We'll see what happens there. But as Philly looks to stay in the playoff race themselves. But let's go to the. Oh, we also have some trades to announce too. The dreaded Dodgers do trade for Manny Machado, and they give up 5 prospects for him. So, and Machado's been an impact bat thus far. Then we've talked about the Familia trade. Brad Hand was traded from the Friars to the Cleveland Indians for a catcher, and they also acquired Alex Simber to bolster the bullpen in Cleveland. Those are the trades, but thus far, I think we'll be seeing a lot more trades coming in the coming days or so. But let's go to the MLB Roundup for tonight. The Cubs win game 1 of a doubleheader tonight, 7-2, taking the win. Tyler Chatwood taking the loss. Luke Weaver. Tyler Chatwood walks 6 in a win. Ben Zobrist goes 4 for 4. Javi Baez 3 for 4 for Chicago. And Luke Weaver walks 5, so it was a walk fest in the first game of that doubleheader. In the Bronx, though, the Yankees beat the Mets 7-6. Sonny Gray takes the win in one of his better outings, so the break might have been good for him. Steven Matz takes the loss, 5 earned and 5 innings pitched. Ahmed Rosario goes 3 for 4 for the Mets. Miguel Andujar 3 for 4 for the Bombers. And here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. All rise. Aaron Judge 3 for 4. Hits his 26th home run of the season. And Gray 3 runs, 2 earned, and 5 1/3 innings. And they'll take that. Aroldis Chapman, though, not good. Gives up 3 earned without recording an out. Chase and Shreve comes in to get the save for the Yankees. In Toronto today, the Blue Jays beat the Orioles 4-1, taking the win. Marcus Stroman, who probably had his best game of the season, going 7 strong, striking out 7, allowing just 1 earned run. Taking the loss, Alex Cobb, who gives up 4 runs, 1 earned, in 5 innings pitched. And Toronto still on, Baltimore still on pace to lose 120 games at this point. And your new shortstop is Tim Beckham, with Renato Nunez being your new third baseman in Baltimore. Aledmus Diaz 2 for 3. Luke Male 2 for 3. In Tampa Bay, the Marlins beat the Rays 3-2, taking the win. Pablo Lopez taking the loss. Ryan Yarborough, who only goes 4 strong today for the Rays. Kyle Barraclough with his 10th save of the year, despite giving up an earned run. And Ryan Stanek, it was the opener today for the Rays. In Detroit, the Tigers blanked the Red Sox 5-0. Taking the win, Mike Fiers, who pitches 6 1/3 scoreless innings for the Tigers. Taking the loss is Brian Johnson, 5 scoreless innings. 2 unearned runs in 5 innings pitched. And then Tyler Thornburg gives up 3 earned and 1 inning pitch for Boston. Jaime Candelario goes 2 for 3. Jose Iglesias 2 for 3 for the Tigers. In Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Brewers beat the LA Dodgers 4-2. Taking the win is Corbin Burns. Taking the loss is Clayton Kershaw. And Kershaw falls to 3-5 on the season. Jock Peterson goes 2 for 3 for the Dodgers. And Kershaw allows 4 runs, 1 earned, in 6 innings pitched. Chase Anderson only goes 4 innings, allows 2 earned runs. But the bullpen was excellent today for the Brewers. In Cincinnati, the Pirates beat the Reds 6-2, taking the win. Nick Kingham taking the loss. Anthony Desclafini. Josh Bell goes 4 for 4 for the Pirates tonight. And Corey Dickerson hits 2 bombs, gets his 10th home run of the year. And Kyle Crick, another excellent outing for the Pirates tonight. Crick has got a 1.93 ERA. Michael Lorenzen, 2 earned and 1 inning pitched for the Reds. And in the OC today, the Astros blank the Angels 7-0, taking the win. Justin Verlander, who strikes out 11 in 6 innings pitched, taking the loss. Nick Tropiano gives up an earned run in 5 innings pitched. And then Jose Alvarez comes in, allows 3 earned without recording an out. Noe Ramirez, 2 earned and 1/3 of an inning pitched. And the Angels fall under 500 at 49-50 on the season. In Game 2 of the doubleheader at Wrigley, the Cardinals take Game 2 6-3. Taking the win is Sal Tuiavala. Taking the loss, Justin Wilson, who gives up 2 earned without recording an out. And Bud Norris with his 18th save of the year. Anthony Rizzo goes 4 for 5 for the Cubbies tonight. Mike Montgomery was excellent on the mound, but the bullpen just could not hold the lead. Steve Cishek earned run in 1/3 of an inning pitched. Greg Holland, 3 runs, 1 earned in 1/3 of an inning pitched. And we'll get to the Cardinals on Monday, and it's not going to be good. In Kansas City, the Royals beat the Twins 4-2, taking the win. Brian Flynn taking the loss, Lance Lynn. And Lance Lynn, not a good day, walking 6 batters in 5 innings pitched. Joe Mauer goes 3 for 4 for the Twins. And Lynn struck out six, and walked six in 5 innings pitched. Jacob Junis only goes 4 innings today for Kansas City. And then Taylor Rogers comes in, allows an earned run without recording an out. And then in Arlington, it looked more like the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Cleveland Browns. Only one could wish that. It was the Indians, though, smashing on the Rangers 16-3. They're just lucky Jerry Jones doesn't own the Rangers right now. Carlos Carrasco takes the win, 6 2/3 innings pitched. Taking the loss, getting pounded was Bartolo Colon, 5 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Brandon Geyer comes in 2 for 2 for the Tribe. Eric Gonzalez 2 for 2 coming off the bench. Melky Cabrera goes 3 for 5 for the Tribe. And Yonder Alonso, 2 home runs, hits his 15th home run of the year. Tyler Naquin hits his third home run of the year. And Cologne was lucky he was not Austin Beebens Dirks today. Pitches 4 innings, and he doesn't give up one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. But hear this: 11 earned runs in 4 innings pitched for Beebens Dirks today. That is called taking one on the chin. I think he's lucky he didn't throw a beanball at somebody after that embarrassment. In Colorado, the Rockies beat the D-backs 6-5, and now Arizona falls out of the wild card at this moment. Taking the win, Scott Oberg. Taking the loss, Yoshihisa Hirano. And we'll see if the D-backs now make a trade here in the coming days to get back on track. Curtel Marte goes 2 for 3. Steven Souza Jr. 3 for 4 for the Snakes. Matt Godley, 4 runs, 3 earned, walks 4, strikes out 6. Not good as in terms of the walks. And Kyle Freeland, 4 earned and 5 innings pitched. Jorge De La Rosa, an earned run in 1/3 of an inning pitched. And now Arizona has lost 3 in a row, has really struggled as of late. They fall a game and a half out of the division, fall to third place, and are leaking oil at the worst possible time. And the time could be coming for the D-backs to make a trade. In Seattle tonight, the Mariners get blanked by the White Sox 5-0, taking the win. Dylan Covey. Taking the loss coming off the DL is Felix Hernandez, who strikes out 7, allows 3 earned and 5 innings pitched. Oscar Narvaez, 2 for 3 for the White Sox tonight. And games postponed due to weather tonight were the Nationals and Braves, and the Phillies and Padres were both rained out tonight in the East Coast. Let's go to tonight down on the farm. The Isotopes pound the Fresno Grizzlies tonight, 10-3. Taking the win is
This is my story. I was the picture of health, and then it happened. I had a heart attack. I was.
And Rogelio Armenteros gets pounded for 9 earned, 10 runs in 8 innings pitched. David Holmberg gets the win, 3 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs allowed. And Garrett Hampson goes 2 for 2. Josh Fuentes 2 for 5. Jack Mayfield goes 2 for 4 for the Grizzlies. They fall to 34 and 24 on the season. They're starting to look like they're leaking oil as of late. And they get swept in the doubleheader tonight. 7-4 in Albuquerque. They fall to 57-43 on the season. Jordan Alvarez goes 2 for 2 for the Grizzlies. Jamie Ritchie 2 for 3. Brady Rogers gets pounded for 6 earned in 3 1/3 innings pitched. Chad Bettis pitching for Albuquerque. I don't know why he's down in Albuquerque. He goes 4 innings strong, allows 2 earned. And in El Paso tonight, the Chihuahuas beat the River Cats 9-5. Tyler Herb making his first start since returning from the disabled list. Not good tonight. But he's still just coming off of injury, so. Has 6 earned in 5 innings pitched. Now has a devilish ERA of 6.66. Osich, I think it's just time to DFA the bum at this point. 3 earned runs in 1 inning pitched for Osich. And it's just time for Osich to go. And Orlando Calixte, the only one providing any offense, going 2 for 4. Chris Shaw does hit his 20th home run of the year. The River Cats fall to 34 and 43 and 57 on the year. And let's look at the standings as of right now. And it looks like Fresno has a 6-game lead over Tacoma at this point. El Paso and Salt Lake tied for first in the South. The American Southern, Memphis pulling away with that. It's 14.5 games up on Nashville. And the OKC Dodgers and Colorado Springs Sky Sox in a tight battle in the PCL American Northern Division. Well, this is going to conclude tonight's show. The Giants need to get a win tomorrow. Get a split, but definitely get a crooked number tomorrow. Get some confidence in those bats going to Seattle. It's make or break time, or it will be time to sell. Everybody have a good night. I will see you tomorrow.